In today's news, Honorable WALWYN blasts Premier Wheatley for absence during standing finance. WALWYN also labels Governor BRYAN election endorsement as, and I quote, a stroke of genius. Free skating day, VISAR'S Winter Wonderland, and the LETTSOME International Airport to get ramp expansion and a new sewage plant. Honorable TURNBULL calls for payment delays in rated program, and VI Fire and Rescue Services receives new generators from VI Motors. We have the details of this and so much more when 284 News returns. Happy holidays to all from us here at 284 Media. As 2023 wraps up, we want to take this opportunity to thank you, our loyal viewers, for your support over the year.
You rely on us to deliver the news daily. We don't take that responsibility lightly and strive to bring context, analysis, and integrity to our reporting.
And we couldn't do it without you, tuning in nightly. Your viewership and feedback and comments help us improve and stay focused on what really matters.
We wish you happy holidays with time spent with loved ones and a joyous 2024 as the year approaches.
As we gear up for the new year, trust 284 Media to keep you informed.
We'll keep working hard for your viewership and provide trustworthy journalism and content that you can enjoy. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes. See you in 2024.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Wednesday, December 20th, 2023. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you all so much for joining us, and a happy Wednesday is wished to each and every one of you. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, representative for the 6th Electoral District, the Honorable Myron V. WALWYN, has blasted the Premier, Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, for his absence during the annual Standing Finance Committee meetings. WALWYN heavily criticized the Premier, who was away on business travel at the recently concluded 28th meeting of the Conference of the Parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Dubai. He said the Premier's presence as Minister of Finance is critical for the Standing Finance Committee process that is a key component to finalizing the territory's budget. Of the 9 budgets that WALWYN has been involved in, he said this is the first time that he has witnessed something of this nature, with the Minister of Finance responsible absent from the majority of the proceedings that is vital to the passing of the appropriation bill, which WALWYN considers as Wheatley's most important job, he said, as the finance minister.
And then you have the standing finance sessions, where the government departments and ministries come in and they say to you, these are the challenges that we are having. These are some of the opportunities that we see. We want to be able to show you this so that when you're putting your exercise together, that the things that are important are taken care of. One of those departments or ministries that has left an indelible mark on my mind, and I wanted the Premier to be here to hear it, was the hospital and the needs of the hospital, and the fact that we have so many non-communicable diseases and different things, and the hospital needs the assistance to take care of our people. There is nothing more, I should say, you can't substitute reading that information for actually literally being there.
Despite Premier Wheatley's numerous statements to justify why he was necessary for him to be at the COP28 conference, WALWYN is adamant that the Premier dropped the ball, since in his estimation, there is nothing that could have been more important than being physically present in the territory to be involved in the Standing Finance Committee meetings.
There is nothing happening anywhere in the world that could have been more important than being here as the Minister of Finance. And what is worse, 2 members went. The Premier went and the Minister of Health went. What did 2 of them have to go up there for? 1 couldn't go? Why would 2 have to go? What message they could bring? And they come back with a 2-hand swinging, no money, no nothing. And they missed the whole budget session.
Honorable WALWYN commended the Deputy Premier Lorna Smith for putting measures in place prior to her travels to ensure that she was present when it was most needed. Smith was one of the 2 persons who filled in for Dr. Wheatley as the acting premier during his travel to the COP28 meeting, and WALWYN did not hold back his thoughts of having temporary figures to oversee such important meetings.
And Madam Speaker, you would notice as well, from your own minutes that at every single point in standing finance, you had more opposition members present than what members you had from the government. I will excuse the Deputy Premier because I know she went off on business, and that business was important. And I have to commend her because what she did very skillfully, she probably asked you to make sure that her ministry comes in before she leaves. That is a smart and responsible person. But the Minister of Finance turned off and the Ministry of Finance came in, and the captain, the ship is there and there's no captain for the ship. And then he says this morning, he thanks the Deputy Premier and the Minister for Communication and Works for filling in for him. There is no substitute for the substantive holder of the Ministry of Finance's post during standing finance. Nobody is studying them. They're not the substantive holders of the post.
The 6th district representative said this latest decision by the Premier is one of the many reasons why he and his other opposition members opted to walk out of the House of Assembly recently.
This is why, for instance, I walked out of the House of Assembly the other day. And I'm sure it is the same case for the other members, because we have to show the government that they must take their responsibilities seriously. Here we are today. Do you know, Madam Speaker, you might have some work to do today. I have to put it to you very strongly, because the government cannot pass its own budget. If everybody right now on the opposition say we're not supporting the budget, and you for some reason decide that you're not supporting it either, the budget can't pass today.
Prior to WALWYN's comment on the subject, Premier Wheatley addressed his trip to Dubai and said he believed it is a challenge to get all parties understand the importance of the climate change meetings and why his presence was essential. The Premier had previously explained that his physical attendance of the COP28 meetings was imperative to the groundbreaking agreements made with the United Kingdom to include the BVI and the other overseas territories in the upcoming COP sessions.
We, Madam Speaker, who are most vulnerable to the effects of climate change, don't see the importance of engaging on this level. And it's sad. We have been lashed in greater proportion than most of the countries in the world. So we cannot be shy to speak in our own best interest.
Premier Wheatley labeled the COP28 as the most successful of the prior conferences for the territory. That prognosis as part of the Premier's Wheatley due to the success of the negotiations from the various meetings that were attended by officials representing the BVI. Honorable Julian Fraser, the representative for the 3rd District, remains unconvinced that the government's plan to acquire Joes Hill Manor Estate will effectively aid first-time Virgin Islands homebuyers. He contends they still face being priced out without major subsidies. Fraser noted that the original pitch for Joes Hill development promised affordable properties for new owners, yet in practice pricing exceeded what most prospective applicants could afford.
It's talking about a $20 million appropriation here under the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change. And this is that Joes Hill Manor that he spoke about. I listened to the Premier, and everything he said is so perfect. The script is perfect, but the reality is a little different, and it doesn't play out the way that he just said it. I've heard that line before. First-time homeowners. Well, isn't that the same? Well, let me put some context into this. What is happening here is that the government, according to my understanding, has made an unsolicited proposal to the Social Security, not the board, to purchase Joes Hill Manor. That's those buildings up there in Longbush. Why is the government trying to purchase those buildings? Well, the same pitch that the Premier just made, that they were going to be built for first-time homeowners, It's the same pitch that the Social Security made. But the reality turned out to be a whole lot different. What first-time homeowners are you talking about? The first-time homeowners, people who are first-time homeowners cannot afford to live in those buildings. I'll tell you why. They're going to have so much difficulties financing the purchase of the building unless you intend to buy them as a government and subsidize them heavily.
He pointed out that even with potential mortgage financing, expenses like a condo fees due to the style of the property could prevent the intended demographic from affording one of the homes.
When you talk about first-time home ownership, they have to get a loan from somewhere to buy the building. And those buildings are not free and clear. They are in the same vein of condominiums or co-ops. They don't only have to pay a mortgage, they're going to have to pay the ground fee. Because a management company is going to have to maintain the facility, the grounds. Unless you want to turn into your typical housing project, which you know what they are in other parts of the world. So I don't believe that this is a viable idea. I don't see it being sustainable. You will end up buying these properties. Two things will happen. Either you don't get them sold or you sell them in the flop.
Fraser suggested an alternate route may have held more promise for the intended goal.
Like government sell land to first-time homeowners. Government will go out and purchase a tract of land, like it did all over McNamara, Slane, Libs Estate, Schooners. Buy a huge tract of land, like 100 acres of land, and turn around and sell it for $12,000 a quarter acre. I mean, you know, where could you find a quarter acre of land for $12,000 unless it's somewhere on the desert, or on a cliff? But the land that government is selling is prime land. That's heavily subsidized. And those are for people we call first-time homeowners.
Fraser remains skeptical that the Joes Hill acquisition can deliver model starter homes without the substantial subsidies. He believes that without addressing the inherent affordability barriers, the result may unfortunately mirror that of the initial development. Viewers, up next, we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Yo, everything good there?
Bye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know, I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on the local scene, opposition legislator, the Honorable WALWYN, has called the Virgin Islands Party election endorsement by the United States Virgin Islands Governor Albert BRYAN Jr. a, quote, stroke of genius. WALWYN made the comment during the BVI's 2024 budget debate, alluding that the endorsement was a strategic move by Governor BRYAN to back the administration that WALWYN claims has been, and I quote, dropping the ball on tourism. He said as a result of the government's lackadaisical approach to the tourism sector, the USVI has been benefiting tremendously, experiencing surge in record tourist numbers in recent years.
Because if the party remains in power and they continue to drop the ball on tourism, his numbers continue to grow. It was a stroke of genius when he came. Because they are benefiting, Madam Speaker, from what we are dropping the ball at.
Honorable WALWYN said he made attempts to highlight the issue prior to the 2019 general election, but said his rhetoric was manipulated and politicized to create a false narrative.
I remember, Madam Speaker, in this very House, speaking about the issue of tourism and the need for us to build up our tourism sector. I recall making the analogy that the USVI is eating our lunch. And the government that came in 2019, rather than taking the heat from somebody who understands the tourism industry, spin it on its head and say, I'm trying to create confusion between the USVI and the BVI.
WALWYN criticism came after his assessment of the 2024 budget numbers, which he said fails to address the issues plaguing the tourism sector.
We have no new hotel developments on the horizon. None. We continue to speak about Prospect Reef. In the budget speech last year, they mentioned Prospect Reef. In the one this year, they mentioned Prospect Reef. You drive across Prospect Reef, nothing but bush. You can't even see the building anymore. So, Madam Speaker, I went to do some digging just to see what other Caribbean countries are doing.
He also highlighted some of the major tourism developments that are occurring in some of the neighboring Caribbean countries.
I'll use Anguilla. Any private resorts, a new 150-suite resort on Shoal Bay, set to open in 2024. Chateau Genesis, that's in Anguilla as well. 3-bedroom Oasis Chateau Genesis, part of the Genesis collection, has started construction at the Cove. Cocoon to be completed at the end of 2023. 3 major projects happening in Anguilla. Antigua have nearly 100. Halcyon Cove, 260 rooms. Jolly Beach, Hawkbill, Curtain Bluff, Peace and Love and Happiness Resort, which is a luxury resort. USVI, new properties, Pink Palm Hotel, Lovango Beach Resort and Club, and they're coming soon, the Westin Beach Resort and Spa at Frenchman's Reef. Morning Star Beach Resort. Barbados, another set again. BVI, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And when the Premier gives his budget address, he's talking about projects that he come in and meet under construction already and claiming them as his.
And speaking of tourism on the front, Managing Director of the BVI Airports Authority, while not responsible for tourism, is the Director of the BVI Airports Authority, Mr. Kurt Minal, and in a recent exclusive interview with our agency shared that ongoing infrastructural works are being done at the facility that will allow for a ramp expansion and a new sewage plant that is some 20 years old.
Yes, so we have here our old facility, our old sewage treatment plant. It is like 20 years old, so it's out of date. So what we're doing, we're making it redundant, and we establishing a whole new facility over here to the east, to the northeast. So what that will do is free up that area there for the ramp expansion, because we basically above capacity right now.
Minal stated that such works are imperative in taking the airport facility to the next level. Additional works will also include more passenger seating at the terminal. For that full interview, view all our 284 media platforms. It is the season, and the magic of twinkling lights, festive music, and gliding across the ice awaits this Wednesday thanks to the charitable holiday partnership. For the second consecutive year, the Water Wheel Foundation is sponsoring a full night of complimentary skating at VISAR'S Winter Wonderland, taking place tonight, December 20th from 5 p.m. to 8:45 p.m. at Nanny Key. The community is encouraged to join for a merry time on the ice. The box office opens at 4:45 p.m. for a same-day registration on a first-come, first-served basis. Skaters can sign up for one of 6 45-minute sessions spanning the entire evening. Socks are required to skate or can be purchased on-site for $5 per pair. Children under 7 must skate alongside an adult from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. due to safety considerations. Organizer Julie Schneider expressed gratitude for the donation covering all skating costs for the night. She said, and I quote, "We are so grateful to the WATERWHEEL Foundation and the fans of the American band Fish for providing the BVI territory a night of fun for the entire family." In addition to skating, attendees can enjoy the sounds of DJ Turbo sounds along with the tasty food offerings at Nanny Key. Other activities include virtual reality experiences and games for the kids. Arjaka Wooding had joined VISAR for opening night a few weeks ago. That interview is available on all 284 media platforms. And up next, viewers, we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service. Alright, you enjoy the rest of it. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Happy holidays to all from us here at 284 Media. As 2023 wraps up, we want to take this opportunity to thank you, our loyal viewers, for your support over the year.
You rely on us to deliver the news daily. We don't take that responsibility lightly and strive to bring context, analysis, and integrity to our reporting.
And we couldn't do it without you. Tuning in nightly. Your viewership and feedback and comments help us improve and stay focused on what really matters.
We wish you happy holidays with time spent with loved ones and a joyous 2024 as the year approaches.
As we gear up for the new year, trust 284 Media to keep you informed.
We'll keep working hard for your viewership and provide trustworthy journalism and content that you can enjoy. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes. See you in 2024.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on, the rated program is facing renewed criticism over chronically late payments to participants. This came from 2nd District Representative the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull in leading calls to reforms to the government's Run Short-Term Job Program, launched to aid unemployed residents. The rated program has been plagued by fiscal mismanagement, according to Turnbull, leaving participants without payment months after delivering services. Citing regular complaints from struggling constituents, Turnbull blasted the program as a developing ordeal.
Madam Speaker, the cleanliness of our territory and the rated program, what is existing now, some careful attention needs to be put into that program. Over the last 2 weeks, I don't know if any other member in the house like me, when Friday come last week, I was here in the office and I got a call about 9 o'clock, Madam Speaker, a.m. And some of them boys didn't get paid. I head for home. Because even though we are not, as members, responsible for the program, the people in our communities are going to look to us for help. Madam Speaker, you can't have young persons, whether male or female, walking day in and day out, cutting bush and doing other things, and then 2.5 months later, them can't get paid? That ain't right, Madam Speaker. That is not right.
Turnbull stressed that as currently structured, the rated program is missing the mark on its mandate. He stressed that fiscal accountability must match political rhetoric.
Madam Speaker, on this, what today is? 18th day of December, I ain't put on another man to work on him. If we're not sure how they're going to get paid, you give them all the reasons and all the things you got to do. You got to sign up here, sign up there, make sure you got this ID in that picture, in NHI, in Social Security, make sure you walk with your machete, your weed eater, your this, that, and the other, Madam Speaker, and then when them do the work, you compliment them because they're getting complimented about the works they're doing. But when it's time to get a pay, you tell them, oh, in this office and this ministry and treasury. That's because that's not how we treat people. So fix the program. Put the money in the program. Put the people in the program.
A generous contribution from VI Motors took place on Tuesday, December 19th. 2023, and Chief Fire Officer Mr. Zebulon McLean and owner of VI Motors, Mr. Alan Parker, are captured with Parts Manager Alan Abel and Station Officers Tyrone Cattle, Melvin Jeffers, and Eugene Freeman as 300 EG280I generators were gifted to the Virgin Islands Fire and Rescue Services from VI Motors. Now, Mr. Parker, owner of the VI Motors, delivered short remarks on the presentation.
On behalf of VI Motors, we present these 3 generators to you. This has been long overdue since we had that fire in July of 2018 at VI Motors.
Yes, it is.
So, I would like to say thanks for accepting.
I thank you very much. The thing about local businesses, they don't have to support you. You have your own problems, your own issues. But when you find someone, a merchant who's willing to pass on something to you for the good of the public, not just his business, for the good of the entire community, he should be appreciated. And I thank you on behalf of the entire service. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Viewers, the generators will be used to power equipment on fire emergency calls as well as power other fire stations when the need arises. The Virgin Islands Fire and Rescue Services continues to save and protect lives and minimize damage to property, they say, by trying their best to prevent and extinguish fires and reducing the risk of fire through a comprehensive communications fire safety education program. Of course, valuable contributions from persons like Mr. Alan Parker of VI Motors throughout the community continues to make their job easier. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. I want to thank you so much for sticking with us. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284 Media and 284 BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Wednesday is wished to each and every one of you. Goodbye.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Bye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know?
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talk about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know, I watch him ball. I been watching football, dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hooked, I tell you.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, you enjoy the rest of it. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man, take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?